Coming up with this point of view is the next big thing, where you kind of figure out who your user is and what their need is. And that's probably the place where you have to spend the most amount of time ever, because that pretty much sets the trend for what happens later on.
We had to decide where we're going to design for. Are we going to design for the extreme remote areas? Are we going to design for something in between? So on the one hand, there's a clear need here for something that will work in rural areas. On the other hand, there's the engineer in me telling me, dude, that's going to be hard. We had mixed opinions on this, right? Some people on the team wanted to do the more remote setting. Others wanted to do something, and I was one of the others who was caught in two minds. Should we actually be doing something more tractable, right? That can actually be done by the end of the class. We were stuck here, and finally we get one of the TAs in this class. We presented her with what we are facing, and she said, this, given a choice, I'd say go after the hard challenge. See, this is what puts the extreme in extreme affordability. Okay. He said, okay, fine. We'll try. We'll see what we can do with the more rural setting. And so our POV became what it is.
Our point of view, the user is a desperate parent living in a remote village who needs the means to give her dying baby a chance to survive. So that's how we reframe the problem. It's no longer about the clinician, but about the parent.
We've also taken a step back from incubators, and we're saying that we're trying to give these babies a chance to survive.
That's where we defined the problem, and that's where we said, all right, we're going to try to do something, and we always, for this user and for this need, and we always we posted it on our sort of our whiteboard, and we'll always go back and say, okay, are we still addressing this point of view? After every time we come up with a prototype and every time we do an iteration or something like that, are we still focusing, are we still making sure that we're reaching this user and meeting their needs?
The point of view is staring at us from the board every day as we work.
It keeps us grounded, right? Instead of going everywhere, you just always go back and make sure that you're you're fighting a good fight type thing.
It's very powerful to have to have something written down, and that's constantly guiding us in this process.
We always try to bring it back to that POV, and so that's sort of why we came with the design and took it in sort of a different direction.